Awesome. Kiss 95.1. Hey, it's Cameron, and I am joined in the studio with a very special guest, three-time Pro League champion, a Carolina native, and the first person to sign with the Carolina Ascent FC. Vickie Bruce is here.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
We're so excited to have you. I was a soccer kid growing up, and when I was a little girl, like the only women's soccer I could really see was like college soccer. And so I am so excited that the Carolinas is getting a professional women's soccer team. And I know you're from around here. You've been traveling though for the last 7 years. You've been abroad, right?
Yeah, I've played in a lot of different countries, and I'm very excited to be home.
Yeah. Would you have a favorite country that you lived in?
Oh, it's tough because some were like amazing for soccer, some were amazing for location, some are like great off the field. I really loved Iceland, I'd say, and Australia, probably my two favorites.
Nice. My fiance went to Iceland a couple years ago, and he's like, I want to go back every year.
Oh, it's the coolest place.
Yeah, which you would never expect.
You just go on a walk, and there's like northern lights everywhere, and then you're like, oh, let's just like drive around, and you can stumble upon like a waterfall that's, like Niagara Falls size, and you're like, oh.
That's crazy.
It's just so cool. So
yeah.
beautiful.
I wouldn't expect you to say Iceland, too. It's like one of your favorites, but I love that.
It's because it's like unlike anything else.
Yeah, true. It's like living in a fairy tale or something. So how would you describe yourself as a player for people who might not have seen you play before?
So as a player, I used to actually be a forward and center mid. So I'm maybe like a little bit more technical. I'm a bit on the shorter side, so I kind of have to make up for that in my like aggression. And now I'm a defender, so I really just go, hard into tackles. I love using my head. I can use both feet, and I just kind of don't really do anything flashy per se, even though my nickname is Tricky Vickie. I'm not that tricky. I'm just like to get the job done, consistent, and hopefully show up and can do what I need to do.
Nice. Tricky Vickie. I love that. So you've played a lot of different positions, right? What is it like switching from each position? It sounds like you're kind of a jack of all trades, so it's not too hard for you.
It's definitely challenging, but I've loved it, and I think it makes me better at the positions that I'm playing, because then I have like the perspective of having done, who I'm passing to. I've actually been them before, so I know like where I want them to be or how to help them better. So I will say I do love defense. That's what I play now. I'm this center defender, and don't necessarily get all the glory as a defender. Sometimes forwards score and they get like all the accolades, but consistency, I do my job. I love being a part of like the strong back line and getting that clean sheet, and going into like a tackle or having a goal line save is the coolest feeling ever.
And there's like nothing better when I was younger and played than clearing the ball, like just getting a huge kick and clearing it. That's
especially
like
if someone's like bothering you and you're like, oh, I'm going to tackle them, and then boom, you kick it so far.
Exactly. So you're from Cornelius, right?
Yeah.
How exciting is it for you to be back in your hometown doing what you love?
It's amazing. This has always been my home base whenever I play abroad, and I come back for a few weeks over the summer, maybe a few months if I'm lucky. And I like just the stores on my exit, the shops, the food, everything I can think of, friends from, elementary school, high school, all walks of life. It's just like, this is where it all originated for me, and kind of just how I started my soccer career, as like a 4 or 5 year old at the YMCA. And now I'm here playing professionally. It's just come full circle. It's kind of crazy. I
know you were even saying you used to listen to Kiss and wanted to play You Can't Beat Loren, so we're going to get you on with Loren in the morning to play.
Bring it.
So I know you mentioned some of the stores off your exit and stuff like that. Moving back here, what are some of the places in town that you're like most excited to frequent again?
I feel like for me, a lot of it is food-based, because I just
for
love
sure.
food. And so whenever I'm living in these abroad places, not that I would necessarily have, like a McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or whatever on a typical basis, but because you can't necessarily get it maybe where you are, even like Starbucks, it's like, oh my God, the second you're back, you want it, you crave it. Mm-hmm. So I kind of have a little ongoing list of places I've been going to. I already checked like Panera Bread off. I did like Auntie Anne's pretzels. I don't know why I was really craving that.
Gotta
stuff
go to
like
a mall.
that. Yeah, a mall. I'm like, oh, an American mall. This is so cool. Stuff like that.
What about Bojangles?
I do love some Bojangles. Yeah, I actually haven't had it yet since I've been back, so I do need to work my way to that one.
Nice.
But it's also just, places that I frequent that I went when I was 7 or 8 with my parents. I could still go, like Brooklyn South. I love it's like an Italian place near my parents where they live, and I used to play cards there growing up. So now it's like I go and I can have So
Now you can sign autographs and put it on the wall.
Like, you want a piece of me? Eh?
Yeah, right. Well, that is awesome, Vickie. We're so excited to have you, and congratulations. Are you excited to hear about all your new teammates? I don't even know if you know about your other teammates yet or not.
I'm definitely excited. I'm kind of with you in the boat of, I don't know that much. It's all new, but it's all very exciting. And hopefully we'll like slowly start following each other on Instagram or something. And we'll just kind of be like, do you know something? Do I know something? What's going on? And I'm just excited to see, who's announced next. And
Yeah.
hopefully these could be friends for life. That's the beautiful thing about the sport is becomes your family.
Yeah, it really is a true team. And you get to show them all around Charlotte too,
Yes,
which is
I
awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Can't wait to check out a game.
Yes, please do.